Now, the fight here on December 14th, I think it's a very good stylistic matchup because right now you've got Joaquin Buckley, who is, it's just he's going to run off combinations, trying to land those big shots to potentially get you out of there. Colby Covington is a guy that you could potentially get with the big shot, but Colby also is the other side of that coin. He can get a hold of you, drag you down if he utilizes his wrestling, because we saw his last fight. He didn't exactly utilize that wrestling until the later rounds where he got a little bit more comfortable. And now he's been out for quite some time now again. So who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I do like this fight.
I think there's a lot of risk here for Covington taking this fight, and quite clearly Buckley could knock him out with either hand, right, or either foot for that matter. There's a lot of jeopardy here for Covington, which means that he's going to do the best, safest thing to get past this, and then move on to calling out, Ian Garry for ducking him or whatever will get him close enough to a title shot. Because
I've been screaming and shouting about fighting that man from the rafters. This man's made videos about me, my wife, my kids, talked to him about all this shit. And here's this man avoiding me like the plague. And then the second I book in against the scariest man in the division, he's like, oh, I'll fight in Florida. It just shows that he's a coward. He's an absolute coward. And I believe he's going to go out there and get steamrolled by Joaquin Buckley. I think Buckley starches him.
Once you stop Colby's takedowns, dude, things will fall into place. And look at how Joaquin covers distance, bro. Double fakes, dipping in to eventually stop a dude like Wonder Boy. So I can see Colby Covington losing via stoppage, man, to a guy like Joaquin Buckley. And I truly do believe that.
I'll tell you what, it's not an easy fight for Colby.
No.
Colby's getting older. He's kind of, slipped a little bit here and there. Joaquin Buckley is a monster. Super explosive, dangerous, ridiculously fast. He's wrestling everybody with power doubles these days and launching them through the air.
I don't know. I feel like Buckley's too explosive. He's too bouncy, too plyometric, and they're the kind of things that give up easy takedowns for someone like Covington, right? Even if Buckley is able to keep getting back to his feet, whether it's with technique or strength, Covington might be able to keep returning into the mat. And if he can't return into the mat, he can hold him up against the fence. I just feel like Covington is going to turn this into a 3-round wrestling match, and Buckley's going to get frustrated. He's going to be looking at the ref. He's going to be looking at the screens. He's going to be arms in the air, and Covington's not going to give an absolute damn because he just needs to get the win and get past him.
I look in and I think Colby actually bit on this fight thinking, all right, I've seen people out wrestle Buckley in the past, and I can out wrestle him and I can take him down. Now, that's a different Buckley though, too. Buckley's a different fighter. Buckley is way better now than he was back then. Buckley's wrestling defense was not great back then. Now, he's not easy to take down.
You know what
he's
else
going to
you
make you
found
pay.
No. Well, the thing is, people don't realize, like, yes, I'm a striker. The majority of my wins or, my finishes come by knockout, right? But at the end of the day, my background was wrestling. Like, I started with wrestling, and I trained with a great camp and with Nick Simmons at Saw Academy, and I trained with some of the best guys in the nation, if not the world, when it comes to wrestling. So I'm not afraid to get into a grappling situation with Colby. Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm eager. I'm excited for the challenge, and I'm excited how I will do in situations when it comes to the grappling, because I already know that when it comes to on the feet that I'm going to beat him every single time. So, I feel like what's going to speak even more volumes is what I do with him on the ground as well. So you might see some shots out of Buck too.
The one guy I want to give some praise to Joaquin Buckley. I think Joaquin Buckley is the dark horse in terms of contenders at 170 pounds, and he's getting his rightful opportunity to fight a guy like Colby Covington. I'm really excited for that fight. I like those guys from that gym, Charles Johnson and Joaquin Buckley. I love their coaches. They have a good, solid team. I'm always kind of pulling for those guys, but man, Buckley showed that he's in the right weight class, and I think that the big X factor for him is he's very hungry. I mean, it's just he emits hunger just with he has this aura about him where you can tell by the way he trains, the way he works, his confidence. I feel like Buckley's a complete package. I think he's going to have a good night on December 14th, and people are going to be talking about him fighting for a title.
I hope Buckley wins. Yeah. That's my hope. I hope Buckley wins. Agree. Colby's out of the ranks. No one talks more about him. But
yeah,
Buckley lost to Logan Sterling when he was on Bellator, and Logan just did Colby. Like I said, I hope Buckley wins.
Colby Covington took a fight. We've been waiting. Who's he going to fight? What's going to happen? But Colby's fighting Joaquin. I love that fight. Man, that's going to be easy. That's an easy main event to get geared up for. They're going to be at each other's throat the whole time, talking all kinds of trash. And again, another huge fight. Colby goes and beats the surging Joaquin Buckley, puts himself right back into the picture.
Everything I've seen from Colby is he gets one win, doesn't matter against who, and then it's like he gets another title shot. I think we should be past that by now. Now you're going to fight Joaquin Buckley. If you would have fought Shavkat, or you would have fought Ian Garry, we'd be talking, if I win this fight, I'm getting a shot. I'm getting another title shot. I'm like, geez, no. I've seen it too many times. I'm over it. I'm done. Give me a string of like 3 or 4 wins, Colby.
Because the pressure's on, let's be honest. Colby's an entertainer. He's had a good career, but he's under a lot of pressure here. If he's gonna ever get that belt, he's got to beat Joaquin Buckley.
Got to win.
Colby will, instead of evading the way Wonderboy was, what do we do as wrestlers? We change levels, cut you down. And so we'll see. Only time would tell, because Colby's been out for a while, and what's the word I'm looking at? Historically speaking, time hasn't really been the great factor for Colby Covington in between these fights. So yes, I don't know. I don't know. I like the fight though. I like that fight. I'm actually excited to see that fight. Also, I'm excited to see, but I'm just excited to see the division working. I'm excited to see these matchups happening, people fighting each other. So it's just great.
Dude, all anyone is ever asking of Covington is to fight somebody relevant and then try. Like, this idea, like, I'm going to keep fighting, guys who are at the end of their careers, or just luck into title shots and then you shit the bed. Like, nobody, like, this is a waste of everybody's time. But if you're going to stay active, and, he's trying to pick on like 155ers like Dustin Poirier. No, fight another welterweight. Well, here you go. Here is one. Buckley. Dude, if Covington wins this, to your point, he is absolutely back in the mix in a way he would have earned. Just, it is what it is. On the other hand, if you're Buckley, obviously you're going to get a win over a name that a lot of fans know, and it's going to be on free TV. There's some value to that as well. So I like the stakes in either case. Who's coming, who's going? A fun opportunity to find out.
Joaquin Buckley is the speed, the power in the hands, the explosiveness, the willingness to do whatever the fuck he wants inside that cage. Is fun. Is definitely fun. And the Colby Covington we saw in his last fight, the one that was afraid to pull the trigger, the one that didn't really wrestle a whole lot, didn't push the pace, looked a little tired, or at least just didn't have the energy. And so this is gonna be interesting. I'm actually surprised that Colby Covington took this fight.
No telling, and you already know the UFC pocket's real big. You hear me? So, they probably gave him a little extra something to take this fight. But when I see that he wants to fight guys like Paddy Pimblett, when he wants to fight guys like Dustin Poirier or Islam Makhachev, like, it's just like those type of matchups don't make any sense. Because first off, none of these guys are welterweight fighters, and one of them is a 145er. So it's just crazy that he was really kind of calling out for those fights and to try to make those things happen. So what I'm thinking in my mind is that, Colby was trying to find him just a last hoorah fight where he can, pretty much have an easy fight, easy win, and then go about his merry way. I don't know what his contract looks like. I don't know if he has another fight on his contract, but I feel like, for me, he getting his walking papers after this.
So this is a good step in the right direction. And I think that he's got a good opportunity to finish, because he will not fight the way Leon Edwards fought Colby. He'll literally try to get him out of there.